every Tuesday morning and at 8:30 in the morning. And we always kick this off with some testimonials or face-to-face feedback. So Kim, kick it off.
Thanks. I had a wonderful meeting, virtual meeting with Oscar, and we got to know each other a little better. And he does a lot of great stuff. Legal Shield, ID Shield. It's really, really important for businesses and individuals. And I learned a lot more because I already had Legal Shield, but I don't have ID Shield yet. So I learned a lot about what it covers, and it really covers a lot more than a lot of other companies cover. So, excited to talk to him further. And then also he signed up with Mailbox Power with me, which was really nice. And I'm excited to help him utilize it more because he was using it a little bit before, but now I'm going to help him. And anyone that wants to come to a training or an overview, let me know, because we do overviews every week to learn more about that. So thanks, Oscar, for your time. And I look forward to talking further. And let me know when you get my little gift in the mail.
Thank you, Kim. And who would like to go next?
Do I have to reciprocate?
You may, sir. You may.
Because Kim did help me set up my Mailbox Power. And again, anyone that signs up with ID Shield, Legal Shield to protect their families, they're also helping stop child sex trafficking, and they're going to get personalized brownies in the mail, just letting you know ahead of time.
Wow. Who'd like to go next?
Scott,
So
you can go.
I'll go
Yeah,
next. I just wanted to give a shout out to Kim and Oscar. Actually, everyone, because I really love the group. But Kim had a very intensive training meeting. And Kim, I am going to get to you, but I'm in the middle of redoing my website and putting a webinar campaign together. So give me a couple of weeks. All right, just don't bear with me. And Oscar, thank you for reminding me that I am presenting again on the 16th. We're going to add a couple of new flavors to it, and hopefully it'll give you all some value.
Wonderful. Who'd like to shout out next?
Jeannie, you can go.
Great, thank you, Mohammed. So I want to thank Scott for reaching out to me and a couple other people in the group to see how I was doing. It was really a rough week, so thank you so much for that. I totally appreciate that 100%. And I want to talk about, Shield, Legal Shield. I want to tell you that I was a member prior to meeting Oscar. That's a shame because that was a huge mistake. I should have waited. But
Right.
with that being said, I never really had the opportunity to use it. Yesterday, I had the fortune of having to be able to reach out to one of the attorneys. The lag time was almost zero. The questions were 100% answered. The necessity of what I needed and what I needed to get done was almost instantaneous. And the information that I needed was priceless. And I want to tell you that for the small fee that I pay every single month, because it's just incredible to me that I could probably pay this for the next 10 years and get my money's worth from what I just did yesterday alone. So anyone who doesn't have Legal Shield, you think you may not need it right this minute. It's like identity theft protection. You don't get it, or car insurance. You don't get it because you want to use it. You get it because you're going to have to use it at some point, and you want to be ready when you need to use it. You don't want to have to look for it at that point. So I want to do a big shout out for that because it's amazing. It was an organization that I didn't know was that well put together. You get told, but until you use it, you don't know. And I'm telling you, it is so well put together, so well organized, so well informed. It's just amazing. I can't say enough nice things about it right now. And the attorneys are amazing. Very nice, very sweet. You would think you were paying them $5,000 for that 1 hour. In the meantime, you were paying them almost nothing. So guys, really, if you're not on, do yourself a favor. It's a big favor for yourself. Give yourself a nice gift. Get on. Call us.
You sure I can't transfer my account to you?
I know. I tried.
I know.
I feel the same way.
I mean, do I have to quit for a month and then re-sign?
No,
And
you
you
have to quit
actually-
for a year.
Yeah.
Is that
I-
right?
Listen, I'd rather you keep the service you have from whoever gave it, but give me some referrals so I can make people as happy as you guys are.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
for
okay.
sure. Because I haven't heard from that guy since I signed up.
Me either.
I have no
Yeah.
problem with Cindy. She's wonderful, but she's down in Georgia. You're up here.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Andrea,
you know,
yeah.
again,
So-
but the company itself, Oscar put on the side, Oscar's just a major bonus that he's representing the company. That's just a major bonus in itself. But the company itself is so well worth it. Doesn't matter who you signed up with, but
I
the
know.
truth is, no, you can't switch that.
Andrea,
Tried
you had
really
your hand
hard,
up.
I did.
Andrea, go ahead. Andrea, you had your hand up. Nice to see you, Andrea.
Morning.
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch base and say that I had somebody from the group reach out to me, and I was really appreciative. It's been a very rough month, but I was welcomed back. So I want to apologize to everybody for my lack of being here. And this is a priority, and I am definitely dedicated to it. Thank you.
We did miss you, and we're so glad you're okay. 'Cause,
Thank you.
That's first and foremost. That's what's most important.
Thank you, Drew.
Thank you. All right. Well, if no one else has anything, you're gonna get to hear me talk, which I usually like to be on the other side of the camera, but I guess we'll do it. So I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm not gonna play sound on this because what I'm gonna show you, the slide deck I'm gonna show you, I did record over because it's gonna be part of my new website, but it's 20 minutes long and we only have 10 minutes here. So I'm not gonna play the recording. I'm going to talk through it really quickly. But I'll basically start from the beginning. Can you see what you should see now is just one slide that has the 8 life areas. Do you see that?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, that's what you're supposed to see. So I have the uncanny knack of taking on multiple life stressors simultaneously. Some life stressors I cause and some just happen. The ones that just happen are the ones where the universe is challenging me to find a better life path. I must recognize those and be grateful. The life stressors I cause often occur because I live my life by always doing the right thing when nobody's watching. I call this trait integrity. I'm not a fan of the status quo. I fight for the underdog, and we've always done it this way is never a right answer for me. Some people or organizations don't like free
The
thinking.
cleaning lady's here today. Is it okay if she goes into your room and cleans? It's up to you, sweetie. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Jeannie, you're
Jeannie, you
on
gotta
mute.
mute.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so let me see where I was. Some people or organizations don't like free thinkers or questioners. They frown on curiosity, pushback. They push back on innovation, and creativity is not an option. Do as I say and nobody will get hurt. With these self-created life stressors, I must expect unintended consequences and live and learn from them, and I have. In addition to having integrity, it's crucial to find the balance between being empathic and being strong. It doesn't have to be an either or choice. I strive to find that the middle ground between being nice and being firm. It's unhealthy when I find myself off balance on the far end of either. If I'm too soft and nice, I'm walked all over, and if I'm too firm or assertive, I hit the constraints of any system I'm operating in. So what you're seeing here, the 8 life areas, I like to call them the 8 life domains, and I'm sure there are more. But what I tend to see is, when life's going great, you have them all in white there. And when things begin to go off kilter, they'll turn yellow. And when the you-know-what hits the fan, they turn red. So with all this said, I lived a normal adolescent life. I don't recall upsetting the apple cart too much, where I had to endure multiple life stressors at the same time. Perhaps because research shows that more than 50% of our belief system is formed by the age of 7. I just did what my parents told me to do. By the age of 18, or around our junior year in high school, more than 90% of our belief system is formed. Formed by who and what we're surrounded by in a short 18 years. I noticed my mind shifting during my junior year in high school, yes, at the age of 18. A shift from not questioning my subconscious belief system to questioning everything. I noticed that my conscious belief system was not aligned with my unconscious belief system, and I had to do something about it. An interesting side note for you to do with what you wish. The male frontal lobe, or the prefrontal cortex that controls judgment and decision-making for males, does not mature until the age of 25 to 27. Therefore, men are kind of built to make stupid mistakes at a young age. Not fair. So I recall two defining moments for me in college. One, I initially majored in pre-med. I wanted to be a doctor. When I switched my major to psychology sophomore year, my father was concerned. Dad, I said, I want to help people in a different way. And Dad says, you can help people in a different way and still make money. That was his response. Why did I choose psychology over medicine? I stuck to what my gut told me. It was right for me. This was the first time I recall making a major decision for me. Truth be told, I really didn't want to study that much. I often chose drinking at the bar with my roommates instead of studying in the hallway with the biology majors on Thursday nights. Also, physics was not too kind to me. And the second defining moment I recall during a lunch with my favorite psychology professor, he said, what do you want to do after you leave here, Drew? What do you like? I told him what I liked, and he suggested healthcare administration. So in my first healthcare administration job, I worked in the purchasing department and in the operating room, 3 years in one, 3 years in the other. And I certainly found myself off balance on the far end of being too firm or assertive. And boy, did I hit the constraints of the system. My father always asked me, why do you always have to buck the system? So with me entering the workforce and still being who I am and being in an environment that kind of frowned upon free thinkers, I found 2 of the 8 life domains turn yellow and 1 turn red. And, there were 3 defining moments during my 6 years at the hospital. 1, I had to learn the needs of doctors and nurses so I could buy the highest quality products for the lowest possible price and help patients heal and save the hospital money. Doctors would ask me, why are you asking me this? Are you questioning my practice pattern? No, I'm curious. I want to learn the procedure so I can have an articulate conversation with the sales rep so I don't buy the bells and whistles that aren't necessary in helping the patients, I would say. I rocked the boat by doing the right thing. I could have just bought the items on the list and had everybody like me. Second defining moment, met my future wife and we got engaged to be married. Third is I suffered from professional burnout and I thought an external change away from the hospital would be the solution. And there'll be a pattern here where I turn to external environment to make a change, thinking it's going to help me rather than looking from within. So my next job was at a large national pharmaceutical company and I was a sales rep, and that brought on different challenges. As you can see, more challenges than the hospital did. And you can see what started happening to my life areas there. So, there were 5 defining moments during my 1 year at this big pharmaceutical company. Number 1, the rules changed there, and my default reaction was anger, frustration, and hurt. I hated the job. Number 2, not where I thought my career should be at this point, and I enrolled in the company's employee assistance program, and I was put on anti-anxiety medication. Number 3, my wife lived in the home we purchased together while we were engaged. And I lived at my parents' because you can't live with somebody before you're married. 4th defining moment, we got married. And the 5th defining moment is at this job, I had 2 bosses with different management styles who worked part-time to make them collectively a full-time employee. I couldn't take the environment anymore. So once again, I thought an external change would be the solution. And so I decided to go and work for a startup broadband wireless telecom firm. I was the operations coordinator, and with those responsibilities brought different challenges. And as you can see, some of the colors shifted. There were 3 defining moments surrounding my 1 year in telecom. I was terminated because the market was saturated. This time the company thought it was an external change would be the best solution for me. The second thing, I'm out of work and now my wife is pregnant with our first child and we had a mortgage to pay. And then the third is on September 11th, 2001, we all know what happened. So with those changes, I decided to go back to the hospital to go back to my comfort zone. And I was the materials manager for a same-day surgery center for 5 years and a data analyst and patient satisfaction specialist for strategic planning and business development for 5 years. So a 10-year career, and things were great in the first 5+ years. 3 defining moments. Our first child was born, our son, Matthew. The second was our second child was born, our son, Nicholas. In between, though, those 2 kids being born, I had my first ever panic attack at work when my wife was pregnant with my second child. I was now put on a sleeping pill and additional anti-anxiety meds and antidepressant meds. Isn't our healthcare system beautiful? So with all that, I moved to a different department, and there were 6 defining moments in the second 5 years at the hospital. First one was great. Our 3rd child was born, our daughter Emma. The second defining moment was our son Matthew. Finally, we found the diagnosis of autism. And for Nicholas, we found the diagnosis of Crohn's disease. So other things that we had to deal with, not just our marriage. The 3rd defining moment in 2007, I had a back disability, herniated discs in my back, and I had to give up playing sports. And it was tough even to coach my kids in baseball. 4th defining moment, I found myself reporting to a horrible boss. I'm sure you've seen that before, guys. The 5th defining moment was kind of good for me because my boss's boss, who I loved, left for a great opportunity at a large, famous healthcare system in Manhattan. And the 6th defining moment is, I didn't know this now, but I learned much later during this time that my wife felt like I emotionally abandoned her. I did notice she was acting differently, but I was too wrapped up in myself, what was going on through work, to notice. Yet again, I thought an external change would be the solution. So I left that hospital, and my former boss's boss recruited me out to Manhattan. And I was the patient experience specialist there for 5 years. I can never live an easy 5 years. So but the first 3+ years were great. No defining moments. Everything was beautiful, even though I was the same person and did the same things. Everything was beautiful. The last 2.5 years of that hospital, I guess I was growing out of my comfort zone. Number one, I had a bad car accident. And after that car accident, let me see how much I have. 2 minutes left. Okay, so I'll get through this. Bad car accident, and for reasons only my wife knows, she questioned the cause. Number 2, my wife left me and we were separated in 2015 and went through mediation to protect the kids. Number 3, I learned my wife felt I physically abandoned her, and I went to work in Manhattan, and then I tore my ACL and my meniscus, coaching my kids in baseball. I had surgery. And the 5th and defining moment, I was terminated due to behavioral issues because I'm a questioner, and I'll get into that some other presentation. So I found myself going to a hospital in New York State where there were 0 defining moments during my first year at the hospital, as you can see the colors, and 6 defining moments the final 7 months. 7 months and the 2 months following. I had a 9-month stretch of 4 major life stressors building content for my book about overcoming adversity. Number 1, my divorce was final in April of 2018. Number 2, the best day of my recent life was my 50th birthday. I threw myself a birthday party on October 6th of 2018. 3rd defining moment, terminated by my hospital 2 weeks after I reported a HIPAA violation. 7 weeks later, the person who violated that HIPAA rule was promoted to my old position. And number 4, my son had suicidal ideations on 10 days later after I was let go from that job. I spent 40 days with him, just him, making sure he was safe. He went to a residential home on December 8th to help himself. And during that time, my dad, who got unexpectedly sick and passed away. So as you can see, all these kind of things happen and you got to try to handle them. I ended up buying a franchise by accident. Didn't really want to, but I knew I wanted to run my own company. I let external circumstances kind of dictate my life. The one defining moment was getting a cold call and buying that franchise. Then I went into an independent affiliate with a biotech firm, had to get back to my healthcare roots. And then, tell you the truth, the biggest defining moment is I just sold my clients for my franchise. I'm going into helping men overcome adversity. So I'm currently the Chief Resilience Officer for Profit Compassion, and I want to get into something really quickly. These are all the places I worked because I really focused on external solutions to try to solve my problems. But I now know that people pleasing has held me back. I learned that I justified using external changes to improve my situation. I now realize I need to change internally my mindset and attitude and behavior if I want true change. I can be both empathic and strong. I don't have to choose one or the other, which I did my entire life. We can be empathic without being a pushover. We can be strong without being a jerk. Don't be too soft and nice, or else you'll be walked all over, and don't be too firm or assertive, or you'll hit the constraints of any system you're operating in. And so that's the end of the presentation. I'll stop sharing my screen. But I do want to say with all that, stuff. I don't know if I went through more than other people have in 53 years, but truth is, I finally found who I already knew who I was really as a person, and now I'm actually going to be who I really am. And so now I have a men supporting men support group. I'm curating a community for men who either have overcome adversity and want to share how they did it, or men who are going through hell right now and they need a support system for people to help them out. I also have a few other services that totally support that cause. And I'm done. And any questions? Open book. I'm an open book. So, Scott.
I don't have any questions. I just want to give you high fives and kudos because as men, we're taught to suck it up, to be strong, to be stoic. And even though I was fortunate, my dad, when I was a kid, I cut my knee really bad and I didn't want to cry. And he said, only a man can cry. I still suffered from it. And the fact that you're sharing all of this and, it's inspiring. I want to tell you publicly that I will do whatever I can to support your effort because we all have a story. We all have a story. And we've all faced things that seem totally insurmountable. And you learn that you either crumble or you just stay committed because win, lose, or draw, there is always a way. So thank you, Drew. Thank
You're
you.
welcome, Scott. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a challenge, and I don't know what over time I realized that I tell my story, and I got men coming out of the woodwork, sharing their story, people I've never met before, and the reason I know I'm on the right path is I had a woman from Ireland reach out to me. We had a couple calls already because I was at a networking call in London, and she told me that she wants to support me as much as she can. She's divorced and she fully admitted she felt her ex-husband's an asshole, but she said that not all guys are bad, that women tend to, if one guy is bad in their life, they take the whole gender and kind of do it, but she realizes there are good men out there. And here's what got me when she said this. She said, Drew, I want you to know I'm suffering from cancer. I'm going through radiation. I have a 20-year-old son. I am thrilled to be able to let him know that God forbid something happens to me and he needs help, even though it's not in Ireland, he's got somewhere to go. And I got goosebumps and realized, holy geez, this is real. So yeah, I'll definitely be asking for you guys' support because this is going to be a difficult path.
Drew, just one last point, and I think it's important for everyone, men or women. Look, I won't go into detail, but I had 2 significant traumas when I was 7 that really affected me for years. And until I started actually talking about it, until I actually started sharing it, I couldn't heal. Okay. And it's when you have these negative beliefs ingrained in you, it's like you feel like you're trying to lug the Empire State Building. So whatever you need, I'm available.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I'll finish one thing and we'll move on with our meeting. The thing I've noticed, the difference between the 2 genders is, we all know that men and women think differently. The synapses fire differently in the brain. I'm doing a lot of research on the brain and parts of the brain, and just also the fact that women mature quicker. That 7 to 9 year gap I told you about the frontal lobe maturing. Women also have when they go through adversity or crises, and you women can refute this if you like, but I've talked to a lot of women who say I am accurate with this. Is when something goes wrong on with you guys, you have female friends, you know right away who to talk to, who you guys can talk it out, get to the root, talk about the root cause and try to find tools to overcome that. What men do is we look at the symptoms and we'll say, hey, Muhammad, want to go out for a drink? And we go and either drink or suppress or ignore our emotions, thinking that the root cause is going to go away. That's the big difference between the way the 2 genders work. So we can't have a discussion with one gender and not the other. So at some point, women are going to be invited into my Men Supporting Men support group. I'm not going to change the name, never, ever, ever, Men Supporting Men. But women will come in who are open-minded, not on a political soapbox, neither male or female. We're going to talk about the best thing to do is be able to learn the thinking language of each gender, because that is what's going to enhance communication. That's what's going to enhance relationships. And I have this utmost goal, and I don't know if I'll be able to see the data work that way, but I want to reduce the divorce rate in this country. There are many reasons, why people get married. There are many reasons why people get married. Why do some not stick it out and some do? Don't know. I mean, I have my theories, but if we can reduce that divorce rate, we're going to help kids. If we can, just all be self-accountable in this whole thing. Yeah, it's about delayed gratification, not immediate gratification. And delayed gratification takes work. Immediate gratification doesn't take a lot of work. I will end on that. Get off my soapbox. So we will move on. I thank you all for being here. I believe I am now have to share the screen for the slide deck again. It's hard doing both. Sean, you're awesome at this. All right, let's see. Now I got to remember which slide deck I was looking at. True. Let's see, what was I looking at? I was looking here. Okay, so I'm done. And I already talked, so I'm not going to talk anymore. And let me see, we don't have anybody from Rare Finds here, so we're going to skip to Andrea because we're so happy she's back and we're complete now. Go ahead, Andrea.
Good morning, Andrea Burrows with Guaranteed Rate. I love to help people buy homes. I'm not a realtor. I can refer you to one, but I do on the mortgage side. And the mortgage rates, of course, have gone up. They've also come back down. So anyone who you thought might be in a panic or has stopped looking because they became a little bit disappointed in their spending limit, I would be happy to speak to them. We don't necessarily even have to pull their credit. So if you find anyone who is maybe looking to buy their first home or even their third home, have them give me a call. Andrea Burrows with Guaranteed Rate.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Jeannie, you are up.
Good morning, everyone. Jeannie Asante, welcome back, Andrea. So excited that you're back with us. And,
Thank you.
Drew, amazing. You're welcome, dear. An amazing presentation, Drew. I love the idea that you're going to be women inclusive as a mother of all men. It would be nice to know what they're thinking. So it's just, I think it would be a great help. I always believe that when you educate a mom, you educate the whole family. So thank you so much for doing that. Well, my name is Jeannie Asante. I'm excited because the name of my company is Babs, Big Apple Benefits and Savings. And today I want to talk about one of my businesses, which is healthcare sharing. And why do I want to talk about healthcare sharing? Well, we talked about mental health, right? Now we want to take care of our physical health because our mental health and our physical health are the two most important things that we're going to have in our life. However, you don't want to stress when you're having a mental or a physical health. You want to be able to know that your healthcare is on your side and that no matter what, it's going to take care of you and it's not going to let you down in the time of need, right? So you want to look into an organization that is doing that. That is also a nonprofit that also is not looking to make money on your healthcare, that's looking just to provide you for healthcare. And that is their sole purpose, is to make sure that you have affordable healthcare. So if you're looking for a company that it's not just about lining the pocket of the company, check this one out. You know what? Until you check it out, you don't know if it's a real company or not. So just check it out. See what it's all about. Jeannie Asante.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Next up, Mohammed.
There we go.
Good morning, everyone. This is Mohammed Mewali, and I work with USI Insurance Services. So I've been thinking, what should I say, or how can I introduce myself in a better way? I couldn't find a way that can really say what I'm gonna do or what I'm able to help you with. But what I can say is I will be able to help you transfer one of your stress points, not one, more than one actually, of your stress points away. So that will take some of the stress away, just like Andrew said or Drew said. We have 8 aspects, and if you can transfer the stress about 4 of them, which I can help you to do that, I'll be more than happy to help you. Mohammed Mewali, and happy to be
Thank
here.
you, Mohammed. David.
Next on, David.
David Quick, Total Cover IT, your IT specialist for business. what we do is we totally cover your business computer systems like a blanket with monitoring, security, and protection, non-demand support, for both your Mac and PC issues. So yes, we do it all. A good introduction for me this week would be commercial real estate agents. And the reason for that is they are knowledgeable about office moves. And when a business moves to a new location, they need everything from the IT side. They need the network set up, they need wireless, they need the computers moved, everything. So that helps introduce us to the client, get a project, and potentially the ongoing work. David Quick, Total Cover IT, where our I is on your T.
OSCAR.
Hello, everyone. Oscar Pell, your local Legal Shield ID Shield associate. What we're talking about today, as I'm hearing, is stress, mentally and emotional. I have a white paper that explains the emotional stress of identity theft, something people do not take into account. The financial stress is about $13,000 to try to restore your own medical identity theft. That's just one of 5 major. And of course, legal services, everyone actually uses it. You just don't know you're using it because you're signing contracts that another lawyer has written. If you have a cell phone, if you have a lease, any kind of contract you've signed, has your lawyer looked at it before you signed it? My number is here, 646-578-7097. Give me a call. Let's discuss your situation.
Next up, Scott. Are you
Scott
muted?
Lance, Wealth Management Group. Our mission is to help you live your life on your terms. Okay, we talk about the 2 most overlooked areas to successful investing: your emotions and being aligned with policy. As we're talking, almost 70% of the portfolios out there are not properly prepared for this economic environment. So what we offer you is a second look with no obligation. But if we can show you a way to reduce the stress of risk and help you keep growing, that's a win.
Thank you, Scott. Next up is Kim.
Hi, Kim Pearlstein, Pearlmark LLC. I help you demystify the complexities of online marketing. I love teaching people how to utilize the best marketing tools for their business. My primary focus, if you need help with LinkedIn, email marketing, or direct mail, let's have a chat. And I have a free report for LinkedIn on my website. So if you don't already have that, go ahead and grab that. I also offer a free trial of Constant Contact email marketing. And I have a way with the direct mail to generate 10-cent leads, targeted and qualified. So if any of those are of interest to you, let's chat. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Kim. Alyssa.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. So my name is Alyssa Randall with All About Headshots. Anyone needing a headshot, whether it's for professional uses, corporate, business, website, LinkedIn, board seats, speaking engagements, or even dating sites. Also doctors or medical students, etc. Living in a digital world, anyone can benefit from a headshot, especially one that captures their true essence. And I also think it's important to give back. So I created the Get One, Give Back program in partnership with a nonprofit in New Jersey. And I donate headshot sessions to women who are working towards self-sufficiency. So they may use their headshot for LinkedIn and to help them find a new job. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Alyssa. Next up is Project Scholarship. This is a brainchild of Dennis Harabin, and we're going to try to keep this going. Our own Sean Solis is a product of Project Scholarship, where the mission is to help people go from the classroom to career with less debt. The goal of Project Scholarship over the next years is to operate the operation as much as possible by students for students. It's a great organization. And Relaxed Benefits, it's a benefit to any member of this group and anybody on the outside. It's Relaxed Benefits focuses on 3 areas: employee retention, health and wellness, tax advantage benefits. Relaxed Benefits partners with local experts who specialize in small groups to make it easier to and affordable benefit to your team. Anything to help small businesses get the quality service at a reasonable price. And the other benefit we have in our back office is Relax Social Media, and we explain it by showing a video.
Managing your own social media accounts can be a total pain. It's time-consuming, distracting, and if you're not really good at it, it could ruin your reputation. Relax Social Media takes the stress off your shoulders and lets you focus on what your business does best. We ease your workload by providing high-quality social media management services at an affordable price. Our all-in-one proprietary software streamlines and automates your process. We help you reach your audience with strategies that work to make sure your posts are receiving the engagement they deserve. And you can get all of this in our Platform Plus package, starting at just $99 a month without any contracts. So relax. Stop doing things manually. Start today.
So if you'd like to work more on your business as opposed to in your business, reach out to that number there and sign on for Relax Social Media. We do not have any visitors today. And the last slide for membership I want to show is the Relax Tax. This was Dennis's brainchild as well. We are learning more and more about the back office here. So we're hopefully going to be able to continue to keep this going. This is the one area where we have to do more work to find out how it operates. So, but I'm keeping the slide up because we always want to remember Dennis, and hopefully we can get this back on track. So I thank you all for joining us. As I said, Relax Teams North Jersey meets every Tuesday, 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. And we welcome you to come join us. Anybody who wants to join a group of good human beings who are great at what they do, provide a wonderful service to the community, and are very unique and compared to the competition, come on board. We have upcoming speakers next Tuesday. Jeannie Asante will be speaking. You don't want to miss that. And then August 16th, Scott Lass. You certainly don't want to miss that as well. And if any of the members want to speak on August 23rd, let Sean know, and we'll go on from there. And so again, I thank you all for coming, and that's the end of our live stream.